Hi, I'm Nadia Mateen, and I am a senior at Westfield High School, and I have been a drum major for the last 2 years.
I'm Jasper Lemberg. I'm a junior in the high school, and I am a member of the front ensemble.
Hi, my name is Tom Green. I'm a junior, and I play the euphonium.
Hi, I'm Dave Pasquolo. I was marching band last year. I'm a sophomore, part of the drum line on the Quads.
My name is Brianna Worms, and I'm a sophomore, and I'm in the color guard.
It's a team of about 7 or 8 people that are working over the course of 6 or 7 months behind the scenes to put together, a 7-minute production that our students get to perform.
Even though it's the Westfield Marching Band every year, every show is different and every group of kids is different, and I've been here for 4 seasons, and everything is a unique process. We learn different music, the level of the group is at a different place, so it's really invigorating for the students and the staff every year to just start from that fresh place and really grow the program.
There's always new people, there's new excitement, there's new faces who are looking up at band and feeling those feelings that you felt and you were inspired to feel by upperclassmen when you were a freshman, which is so thrilling. And then seeing people walk through those same steps is always really exciting to see.
It kind of just revitalizes the entire marching band in general, and it's a really cool experience to see a group of people that are really close and are part of a group separate and then come back together the next year because they're all so friendly.
It's always really exciting to find out the show and the mystery that what it'll become. And then leading up to pre-band camp, I'm always really excited to just get back into the band season and see all my friends again and just start to learn the new show and put everything together.
This season I was a section leader for the first year. I knew it was a big responsibility. I wasn't exactly sure what my role was, so I knew this would be a bit more of a transition year. But at the same time, I knew the show was going to be great. I knew a lot of the people that were going to be in the front ensemble with me. I knew them really well. I knew we could do great things.
I had big expectations for what the show would be. I thought that our band had grown in size and in skill, and I thought that our show could be something very different and very special.
Pre-band camp lays the foundation for the whole season. So the skills we're working on at pre-band camp are the ones, if we get off to a good start and we have a great pre-band camp, usually that means we're going to have a great season.
Pre-band camp, that's a very interesting experience in my opinion, because this is the first time a lot of the 8th graders and the rookies know what marching band is like. So and on top of that, all the people that have been doing marching band in the past, they still haven't done it since November at least. So that's a really tough transition for everyone, but it's fun. It's a great learning experience. Everyone learns as much as they can.
Band camp is hard. There's no question about that, it's hard. It's 12 hours a day, it's hot sun, it's doing things that are weird, especially for freshmen who don't know what's going on. They don't know the end result. It's always so difficult because you never really know what you're doing this for, and I feel like there's no end goal in sight. Even as a drum major, it's difficult because you don't really know. You're learning this new skill and it's almost like you're a rookie again. And then when you have that and you have this new skill that you're trying to learn, it's difficult and nerve-wracking and hard. It's hard work, but when you look back at the end performance, it's always worth it.
And that's really when the work starts. You get most of the music around then, at least for the pit, and that's when we really work on chops, get our technique going, and really start to work together as a team a lot more. There's still a whole bunch of fun aspects, like
fundraisers where you get to go out with your friends, and after about your sophomore and junior year in band, all of your friends are in band, whether you like it or not.
I remember going to the fundraisers, meeting new people from the band that I've never even seen before.
It's everyone's hanging out with friends, everyone's social, but on top of that, it helps out the band tremendously. We get hundreds, if not thousands of dollars from those 2 fundraisers alone. And then on top of that, there's the
car wash, which we have every year, which a bunch of band kids who go, and we don't really clean the cars, we move the dirt around as it goes, but it's always fun because it always turns into sort of like a bloodbath of soaking other band kids.
And that's our opportunity to start to solidify the community aspect of the marching band and build friendships, so that as we get into the meat of the season, those relationships and the bonds that we create before the season can help carry us through some of those tough times.
We're ahead of last time's pace. We're at 23 seconds. 26 seconds. Very nice.
And one of the things that's really exciting about the program at Westfield is that we go away for a week to the Poconos.
Not only you're learning the show, but you're also going into a whole new environment, spending probably your whole day working and being with your friends. So it's a weird mix of a lot of fun and a lot of work.
You know, all my focus was on the music and the marching and making sure I was doing everything right.
Well, I mean, not only do you have to be social with everyone, you really need to get along with everyone, really make friendships, just because that's the best way or really the only way that band's gonna progress in their goal of making the best show that they possibly can. It's still a lot of work. We're working at least for, I want to say, 9 hours every day, and with limited breaks, but we still get a heck of a lot done. I mean, we pretty much build the entire show during those 5 days.
Because you're getting all this different work thrown at you so quickly and in such a small period of time, and you need to learn it. But it's also the best feeling in the world when you know nothing in the beginning of the 2 weeks of pre-band camp and band camp, and then you leave band camp knowing at least one movement of the show, and you can do it on the field, and it's just the best feeling in the world.
That day that we were on the tennis courts and we played movement one, you know, it was really great to finally hear what it would sound like, you know, because you have the recordings on the website, but it wasn't really the same as the experience you feel and like how happy you feel when you actually hear everything put together. And I feel like everyone sort of feels that moment where they're like, this is actually really cool.
To be successful in marching band, you have to work at it daily.
The skills are so complex because of the number of skills that we're asking the students to perform at the same time. Playing, moving, manipulating their body, manipulating equipment, all at the same time.
And that's why we rehearse every day after school to try and make small improvements, make the show better, and work at it gradually over time. And eventually, over a couple months of those daily rehearsals, we get a refined product that we're really proud of.
I remember back my freshman year, the first day of school, it was a traumatizing experience. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know where any of my classes were, but at the end of the day, I was very excited to go to band practice.
It's always the best part of my day. If I have a bad day at school, I can always look forward to that.
It takes a lot of the pressure off of going into high school. But the first practice is not easy because it's like 3 hours after school of doing more band, and every day after that for the next few months. It honestly goes by in a haze, and when you're going through it, there's almost nothing harder.
You're going down after school 3 days a week for 3 hours each day, and then you gotta do your work, and you gotta do your studying, and you have to get acclimated with your teachers and whatever homework you get for that year, because every year is a new challenge, and that really makes it a bit annoying, but I mean, it's still fun. You're still hanging out with your friends.
Well, I feel like it's a really great time for everyone to get together because, you know, everyone's already right there. The practices are consistent. This may seem worthless when you're practicing on the field at, you know, 4:30 in the afternoon. It's pretty hot, but in the end, those practices really mean a lot, and I think that you really take those practices to heart.
Our competition philosophy is essentially that we determine our level of success. Marching band is such a subjective art that we try not to equate whether we're successful or not with the opinions of 6 to 8 judges, just because there's so many different factors.
We like to be competitive, but even more than that, we stress to the students that it's about setting a personal bar and showing up to those competitions and giving your absolute best and meeting your own personal expectations.
Whether you win or not, coming off the field and having a good show, there's nothing like that, because you're always like, you're excited, and you're not just excited, you're excited with these hundreds of people that you've worked with like whether it be band parents, whether it be someone on the field that you're working with. You have this like moment of camaraderie that there's like nothing like in the entire season, and you're sweaty and you're tired and you're thinking that all those hours leading up to it were for that.
It doesn't seem like it would be really nerve-wracking to head out there on that field, but when you're out there, you know, my hands were sweating.
I always tell myself just to remember to breathe and perform and enjoy myself, because if I come off the field knowing that I had a great time and tried my best, even if I dropped a toss, as long as I was thinking about every move and making sure I was trying my best and I had fun, then it was worth it to me.
You only have 8 minutes to really show to everyone that the Westfield High School Marching Band is a top caliber band that could perform a great show and wow the audience. So I mean, that's really, it puts a lot of pressure on me as a section leader, because I have to control the whole pit, make sure that everything's going smoothly, everything's running like clockwork.
As a 6 open band this last year, which was we were more competitive, it was like we were having difficulty winning everything, but for previous years when we weren't, when we even won a national championship, it's a little bit of like a culture shock.
Overall, I mean, marching band in general is a learning experience, and the competitions really show that, because I mean, of course you get adjudication from them, and I mean, that's really the time that's the best time you're able to learn.
It's one of the most memorable parts of marching band is actually getting to perform in front of almost thousands of people. I know from my experience that putting your instrument down after a good show is better than anything in the world.
It really does build character, build discipline. You have to really organize your time and yourself to be productive in the season, and it builds you as a person. And whether you have good moments or bad moments, you're not the same person you are as when you walked on the field.
Marching band is not only about learning how to march, play your instrument, you know, learn how to go to set, learn when to do this and when to do that, but it's also about discipline, especially, and, you know, learning about how this can help you in life. Like, I've learned how to be organized because before marching band, I was a mess.
It teaches you life skills.
It's really amazing just how much I've grown from this event, like socially, intellectually. I mean, in so many ways, I've just picked up so much, and that's the main reason I'm section leader. Really, I've learned so much from this activity, and that's really why I want to give back.
My biggest takeaway from the marching band season is that you get to work hard and also have fun with your friends. I feel like it's an experience that you can't really get a lot later in life. It's only really a high school experience.
One thing I can always take away from marching band is the friends that I made, because marching band opened a whole new door of people who I might have never known if I never joined the marching band, and so it's always really nice to know that I have that family that I can always go back to.